Hey everyone, it's Darren Benton again with Performance Motorcoaches. Wanted to do a quick video of a 2025. This is actually our second 2025 model classic. We highlighted some of the differences about the 25s in the previous video. I believe I probably forgot a few things, so I'll try to remember as we walk through the units. We do have our first 2025 Explorer coming up next week. We're really excited about that coach. There's a lot of different things about the 2025s and the 24s, but I'll kind of leave it at that. But we'll go ahead and jump into this particular coach. So this is our most popular floor plan. It's the CBF, which is the 2-bath bunkhouse coach. It does not have opposing seating or opposing slides in your living room, just because you have so many other features within the coach, basically the bunk beds and the 2 full baths itself. Now, most of our units are built on the Freightliner Cascadia. This is the Cascadia 126. So a little bit longer hood. You can tell the 126 from the 116 by the little insert right in the hood intake. Additionally, this is a little bit shorter on the 116. So kind of my favorite chassis is the 126. It's a 600 horse Detroit with the DT12 transmission. All Detroit and Freightliner engineered product. Works seamlessly together. The adaptive cruise, the crash mitigation, all works incredibly well, much better than most other products that are out on the market. Another thing that I like about the Cascadia, it's a little bit taller cab, so if your hat's up high like this, you don't have to worry about hitting your head. If you're a taller person, obviously being from Texas, we got a lot of cowboys. If you drive with a cowboy hat, you can actually do it in the Cascadia, and we can cut into the cab more on a Cascadia than any other unit. I guess technically you do it on a Western Star, it's the same cab. So like I said, 2025 CBF, we kind of do them consistently the same. We generally don't do the factory blackout package. We add those at the dealership because we can custom do those to whatever a person might want. Different wheels versus if you buy the blackout from Renegade, it's very set. We would rather give you the option, actually save you a little bit of money on customizing your blackout package on what you might want. So we'll go ahead and jump into it. Outdoor TV is always standard. I need to finish unlocking everything. So 23 and newer, the combined storage compartments became standard. Basically, the floor plan really hasn't deviated since 2023. It does have the optional lined baggage compartments. It does have, try to put a 110 plug in every single compartment. You might need to plug a phone charger in, plug a battery charger for, say, a cordless drill, or maybe even a kid's toy. So typically we just do the AquaHot 450, which I think is more than sufficient in the size of coach. If you are going to Alaska in the wintertime, good luck. But most of our customers aren't utilizing it in crazy cold temperatures. Exterior wise, we do have the 2 awnings. One is standard. We added the second one. We generally like to do them because we do so much blackout. We generally will do black awnings and black slide toppers. We could order this coach with all white. We could order it with paint. Lots of different things to potentially do on a classic. We kind of like this setup right here because of the number of blackout units we do. The big 3/4 compartment right here on the right hand side rows the axle. Central vac is standard on 25 and newer. Does have, you can catch this, I've walked right past it. This is an option right here, the side marker turn signal, kind of makes it handy. Gotta get somebody out of your way at night. My videographer is a little sickly, so we're running the air conditioner to hopefully she can go all the way through the video without getting sick. Try to get her inside as quickly as possible, get her cooled down. So the Gen Y convertible hitch makes it nice to be able to flat tow. It's set up at basically 30,000 pounds the way that it looks, but makes it really nice to be able to do so many different things with the hitch itself. We generally cap off the glad hints once we get it back to the dealership. It does have what they call the deluxe lighting package. So it adds another light set right there, and then you'll see the 2 vertical sets. It does have the hitch cam. We worked pretty hard to get rid of that as the hitch cam and do this nice, pretty, more aesthetically pleasing hitch cam. So instead of doing the hitch cams ship separate, and us adding those after the fact, we finally got the factory to kind of see our way and do it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, smaller unit. I apologize for some of the noise in advance. 12.5 Onan will be standard on this particular floor plan. Automatic transfer switch will give you your voltage and your amp draw within that smart transfer switch. There's a 50 amp plug to be able to plug a trailer in, or maybe you were out camping with a buddy. Very seamless wet bay. They changed the water filter slightly. It's clear, so obviously you could tell if you have any water, any kind of movement in that. It does come standard with a hydronic register within the wet bay, and you do have the sea level monitoring to give you an idea of what your fresh water, gray water, and black water is. All within this compartment. It does have the hose reel standard, and then it does have the flow jet macerator in this compartment right here. We got two 75-gallon waste tanks, one gray, one black. This coach will be headed to Texas in the morning. We're gonna do this as a general inspection, make sure we're all good to go, make sure we're not gonna be, well, I'll come back for that. I'm gonna leave it open so that way I don't forget whenever it goes. The maximum number of batteries on board from the factory, so they're for the 270 amp hour Battleborn batteries. It does have the dual Victron inverters. They did go to a little bit larger Victron solar controllers, so we could add more panels up top. I was incorrect in the last video that basically 3 panels is standard, but you can add additional. The XLs will have either 5 or 6 panels will be standard. So chassis batteries right here, and then basically everything 12 volt related from the floor down will go in that, with some exceptions. So some of the stuff within the wet bay is still integrated into the Firefly, so kind of keep that in mind. 120-gallon fuel tank there, very easy cab entry. These are the standard seats that they've done since 2023. So this is a Freightliner seat that would normally be in tweed that's recovered in black ultra leather. See the little heat added to them. We've noticed more customers inquiring about a little bit more advanced seat. We do the ISRIs in our show haulers, and we do always keep the ISRI seats at the dealership in heated and cooled, and turning pedestal only in heated, unfortunately. Kind of tell the 2025 chassis, I guess to make it exceptionally clean, we had 2 stickers. I don't know the exact reasoning back behind. I guess this California, I think that's kind of the idea. Outdoor TV does pull out. There again, that was a 23 and newer. Make sure this dude gets shut down. Frameless windows that are all dual pane, but those are standard. So I'll jump inside if you want to kind of follow me, and then I'll shut the door here in just a minute. But very open truck, very open feel, be able to get to anything you might need to get. I'll shut the door, try to keep you as cool as possible. Everybody's happy. You see here, a ton of room. I can get to my refrigerator, and then if you want to let me past, I will show. I left the slide out just because it didn't hang out too much. But even with the slide in, it doesn't protrude any further than this, so you can still access your bunk beds and then get to your full bath up here. We won't jump into this quite yet, sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and run the slide outs out. So the front slide is hydraulic. So definitely quicker slide. Really weren't too many issues with the previous slide. Probably my number one thing. I battled with the guys at Renegade to do a little bit larger windows. There again, I get it's not for everybody. Some people might like the additional storage here. makes for a nice video to be able to see out here. If you wanted more storage after the fact, I don't think I can put any more hole in that window there, but you do have storage basically below your dinette, and then you do have storage here, so you'll have a little bit of storage. And to jump forward, I apologize, you see that cabinet right there? That is now standard for 2025 CBF, the one. I'll come back here. So I got you some extra storage. We've thought about trying to order some of these cabinets for stock for somebody that might want to add a cabinet after the fact. If you had to have it, we could darn sure get it done. I just need to figure out how we're going to get in here and push this up. We probably would order it a little bit shy and then just trim the top of it so we don't mess anything up. But nice to have a little bit extra storage here. Easy entry into the cab, so Freightliner and technically the Western Star, we can take and do this cab opening. This will technically come out if you wanted it to come out. We've noticed some people complaining about some noise here. It does have some felt pieces, but we can go through and add more felt pieces, add rubber pieces. This will squeak a little bit, make a little bit of racket driving up and down the road. So up top here, this is somewhat of an option to kind of set this up how you might want. I generally will do a window on the left-hand side, a cabinet on the right-hand side, just because it flows into this particular cabinet. Go back here just a little bit. It kind of flows in this cabinet. So to me, it just makes sense to have some additional storage there. You don't need the full length, but there again, a matter of preference. And the escape hatch. Just kind of a fun feature that is really sold well. A few coaches we've had without it, people have made it a big deal. So it just seems to be a little bit easier to order it from the factory with the escape hatch. We add ladders to them all the time, so if you wanted a custom order coach without that and a ladder, not a problem to take and do that after the fact. The seats are on turning pedestals, so they can be turned around. It does have the dual screen, and then you'll have the monitor up top. The monitor up top will do your backup camera and your side turn signals. We can add additional monitors. We can turn on and off features in that. So if you want to do a dedicated monitor just for your side turn signals, or just a switch on your dash to activate those, or to even turn that feature off. So many different things we could easily do at the dealership to make that kind of suit your needs a little bit more. So Lambrite furniture. This is a ultra leather. It's not a true leather. You have to go to XL to get the true leather, but very robust, very tough. Good for kids, good for, you know, probably wouldn't survive too much if you had a big screwdriver in your pocket, but you know, for people that have kids, for people that have dogs, I think this ultra leather is a little bit better. And I feel the Lambrite stuff is a little bit more comfortable in the Villa, but perhaps the Villa is a little more aesthetically pleasing, higher end look. So I got a pair of glasses here. I'm gonna do this. I'll kind of open this up just to be able to see the storage. This is a gray toned. Generally we'll leave this. It does have Starlink from the factory. It does have a Teton router from the factory. This is Rockport, which is traditionally more gray toned. The last one we did was the Cape Cod. It's very difficult to be able to extinguish the color, to distinguish, not extinguish, the colors when you get so much different light. You know, you've got exterior, you got outside light, you've got strip light, so kind of keep that in mind. We can always send samples for somebody that wants to hold and touch these products in their hand. So it's an option to do the dual drawers there. We always stock those drawers there at the dealership if somebody wanted those drawers to be able to put there. A little bit different hardware for 2025. Can't recall anything else in this particular area that would be standard for 2025. Try to think really hard as we progress to kind of know the difference. But oh, carpet. We still have carpet, but it looks a little bit nicer. It's kind of, I'll get off on a little tangent here. So we have people want to add additional coat hooks here. So we always have the hooks, and we have the little extra piece of wood. So if you wanted here and here and here and here and here and all the coat hooks, we try to keep this stuff in stock. It makes it handy to be able to throw in the coach before it heads to Texas. Save a little bit of freight save a little bit from those things getting beat up. So most of the time whenever we build a stock coach, we generally will do theater seats. The reason why we don't mind taking up that for a theater seat is this does flip up. So you can put, you know, some kids down it, a kid could lay down on it, but we generally feel that mom and pop need to be the most comfortable, so we try to give them the most comfortable seat in the house. And with so much sleeping elsewhere, don't think it's a major loss. I'll put this before I drop these. So this was 2025 and newer. See if I can't get it up here without messing anything up. Pretty cool. We noticed, I think they unveiled this at the campground during the boot camp. They gave some of these out, but the idea is for it to go here, keep people from falling to their death in the stepwell. But kind of a cool feature. We probably need to order some of those for our workshop or man cave if you need some more of those. Sure that Renegade or Double L will be happy to produce some of those, but kind of a cool feature that I thought it was a nice gesture. So open up some of these guys. Appreciate the hominy comment the other day, but these are really large. It makes it nice to be able to push all the way back there, and then convertible shelves up top. Stacked washer dryer. You could do. We've got a customer that ordering unit, which is a single unit. Everybody has their opinions about the washer dryer. It beats no washer dryer, but it won't ever be as good as your home washer dryer. But we could take and do just a single unit after the fact if you wanted to order something. Convertible shelves. There's a lot of different things we could do. Bragged a few times on Renegade for this. So one of my favorite movies is Step Brothers, and the outtakes of Step Brothers, and they go into this about show and tell, and they have this little majestic wolf lamp, and they bring the wood grain around the majestic wolf lamp, and they say they didn't have to do that. They didn't have to do that. Well, they didn't have to do that. They didn't have to have that really nice valve there. They could make it really difficult. Oh, well, to turn it off, I just pull the washer out, turn the water off back there. They do a nice little shut-off valve right there. They didn't have to do that. So make sure you guys watch Step Brothers outtakes. So come back here. I'll get in this cabinet that I was a big fan of. The more I look at it, the more I think, like, how can we make this cabinet better? What would we maybe do something a little bit different if a person wanted it? So I guess technically this cabinet could be ordered a little bit deeper and maybe put like a little, basically use it for hanging. Obviously this could come out. If you had some really thin shirts like this, or nothing but tank tops, we probably stacked tank tops front to back in that. But nice to have. Just there again, you know, this floor plan's been done the same. I had no earthly idea that this was coming, but cool to see it. It was a dead space, so might as well give them a little bit extra storage. This is another thing for 2025. I actually took the option out for the little drop-down TVs, which I don't believe I ever ordered a coach with the drop-down TVs. I thought they were kind of cheesy, and for the most part, either kids are TV kids or they're not TV kids, and if they're TV kids, they have their own iPad. So if your kids are TV kids, now they can sit the iPad there, have the little plug hanging down here, and plug it in there. So kind of a cool little setup. Something very simple, but there again, if a customer wanted to add this after the fact, well, we can easily install those. I'll try to keep some of those around, but adult size bunk beds has always been nice. They're not kid size. You do have the storage down below. One thing I forgot, they finally, we fought to get rid of the fabric on, so we can do the all wood valance, which I think was 75-80% of them were already built that way. So sometimes things take a while to get turned around. Oh, new trim. It's a little bit different trim for 2025 as well there. do the old toilet test. Nothing really changed in here, but a fair amount of storage. The hardware did change, the faucets did change as well. All solid surface. I don't know if 2025 has an option for tile showers. We've done the solid surface for so long, it's really not much of an issue in my opinion. They do some different inserts for the XL as a tile-ish-esque. So this is new for 2025. So they got rid of some of the, basically the little touch panels and these little LCD type jobbies that you scroll through. You know, I'm certain there's probably some people that don't like this. There's too much stuff here. It's like, I want to just turn my lights on here. I want to be able to, you know, access just 4 or 5 things that might be in this particular area. So everybody has their own particular preference there. I guess what's handy is now, which normally you could always do. Let me see if I can't go to slides. So I can run the slide out on this. It's a little small. Forgot my glasses. Definitely like the way that, you know, the trim and the valances all kind of, they match each other. Inserts look nice. So a little ceiling fan up there. Of course, this does have the optional air conditioner cover, so you don't see that kind of very simple plastic piece. That's what you would normally see on the ceiling. So it covers that up, kind of gives it a little bit better look, more finished look as well. So 66-inch wide bed, 80 inches long. You will have 2 75-gallon water tanks below the bed. You do have the 2 hydronic registers on each side. This is how you heat the coach. Nice big gate valve right here to dump your water out. And super easy winterization. Pull this out, suck up all the RV antifreeze you need, just simply by putting that in and then flipping that valve down below. For people that inquired about doing a king size bed, a 72-inch wide bed, imagine making the bed with 3 extra inches or 3 inches pulled out of this. You might upset somebody, so I might caution somebody that wanted to do that. Might be a little bit of a challenge to be able to take and do that. I think the 66 is a pretty good trade-off. So starting last year's, whenever they went to this pull out right here, I've been pushing them pretty hard to do some drawers. We're gonna be able to do some drawers underneath here. You know, if you had really long, if you had your long trench coat in there, it's gonna get caught up. Gonna be rest on top of your drawer bank, but I think it'll be nice to have the drawers up top. Excited to see that. We just kept the mesh in place here on this, but it's an option for us to just do a solid door if you don't want the mesh, if you don't need to attach your satellite, Atari, Nintendo, anything like that. Do another little sit down right here. Fair amount of storage here. We do have the dual plugs here. I highlighted the other day that customer wanted to plug back in here, so we could do additional plug elsewhere. Just maybe, you know, if you had, I guess you keep your Norelco old school razor down there or something. Decent amount of storage. Like I said, everything is convertible, which makes it really handy. Wipe my fingerprint off there. But a fair amount of room within this shower right here. This is an option. We do the dual. Put that on. We'll put that on my list. I don't like the way that's pulling that down, but anyway, we'll kind of run through all that. But just kind of like, you know, there's not too much. There hasn't been too many differences in this. We've sold a lot of these bunkhouses. I think by this time last year, we'd sold 4 of the bunkhouses. I mean, just bam, 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 right back to back as far as new models. But really haven't changed too much. You know, they're a good reseller. And we get couples that buy them for friends. We'll get people that buy them for their grandkids. So all kinds of different scenarios. I mean, we've sold bunkhouses from 35 years old all the way up to 75 years old. I kind of keep that in mind, but The colors really haven't changed too much aesthetically. I enjoy them. Carpet looks a little bit nicer. I wish we didn't do carpet at all, but I guess it's kind of like eating an elephant, one little step at a time to kind of change things, try to make them more user-friendly as well. This coach is headed to Texas. It will be available to view. We'll be closed up the week of July 4th, try to get our guys up here to do some additional training. But anybody wants to come out to Texas, take a look at it, let us know. The coach is available as of today, which is June 20th. We have been extremely busy. We have the CME in stock, which is a 25. We do have other units that are sold for 2025 coming, but kind of happy to have some of these fresh new units as you're getting into summer, to be able to have a brand new 2025 versus buying leftover stock 24s. There's some 24s that are on the ground. Fortunately, we have sold all of our 2024 stock, with the exception for the Peterbilt that we just did about three weeks ago. So we technically have the same floor plan, but if you were a Peterbilt guy, you come get the Peterbilt. So I'll see if my cohort will do a drive along video. If I can, I will make sure that the air conditioner's turned way down, but we'll see if we can't do a drive along video. If not, we will definitely do the Explorer video next week, and then we'll do a drive along video of that 2025 Explorer. Always appreciate you guys watching these videos. Make sure you guys like, tag, and subscribe. Check us out online at pmcrv.com.